Another episode in healing in ways you never thought possible with myself, Dr. Dolores Fazzino. So, how about this? How many times have you had those little, I call them gut feelings or intuitive ideas or little insights? They're almost like these light bulbs that go off in your head, and it's like coming from a place where it's also familiar, like deep, deep, deep within inside the core of who you are. And it's like this little voice is coming through, either giving you words of encouragement, words of warning, or possible ideas of what to do next. And we second guess that, maybe ignore it, and then maybe we live to regret it later. A lot of times it has to do with discernment and decisions that we are making on our journey. Too often earlier in my life, I would get these little intuitive hits and talk myself out of it. And then I would, my ego would take over and I would just go on my merry way. And then I lived to regret some of the decisions that I made. So I'm going to encourage people, when you have those little hits that all of a sudden, I'm going to say, come out of nowhere, because they do, to not second guess that. Just sit with that and just say, isn't that interesting? I think we are in a society where we're just very I call it reactive, or in react mode, where we're always doing our best to ward off the things that we don't want to have happen, and also forget that it's important that we need to pay attention to those things as well. So sometimes when we're in react mode, we just are in react and we're not thinking and we're on automatic. And it's almost like there's a game at the fair called whack-a-mole, where the mole comes up and you hit it with a mallet, and then the mole comes up someplace else and you're hitting it with a mallet. So you're basically chasing the mole all around this board and you're reacting and trying to hit it. That is kind of what life is like sometimes when you're on automatic and you are in react mode. Instead of really going a little step deeper into what's really happening or why this is happening, and observing, we just automatically want to fix it and put a lid on it and just move on to the next thing, because sometimes it could be a nuisance that's in our way. However, maybe it's an opportunity to go a little deeper and to, maybe ponder about what's really going on within ourselves. So what I'm going to do is just read you something from an expert from a book that I wrote recently called Your Itty Bitty Book, Healing in Ways You Never Thought Possible, 15 Key Steps to Manifesting True Health and Lasting Wellness. Have you ever had a hunch to not to do something, but you ignored it and did it anyway, only to later regret that decision? You are not alone. In fact, you probably talked yourself out of the correct choice for you the first time around. Too often, you second guess yourself, even though you feel the right decision in your bones, gut, or heart. Believe it or not, you can trust those feelings. They are impulses from your soul guiding you to make the right decision for you, making the right choice for you, not for somebody else, but for you. Another thing is, you're on the fence about making a decision, whether it's about your health, your relationships, finances, or even work. You analyze and possibly overanalyze all the possibilities. It's almost as if you are talking yourself out of things or finding validation in in what you know is not correct for you, but you want to fit in. Your mind is racing with all the what ifs, and you making the safe decision or the one your inner wisdom is going to make. So, are you making the safe decision or the one that your inner wisdom is guiding you to make? Sometimes when we get those intuitive hits, it's like they make no sense. However, you just know in your soul, a soul, heart of hearts, gut of guts, that this is the right choice for you. Even though everything that you know externally is saying something not aligned with that. So, what are some of the things to learn how to trust yourself? Number one, give yourself permission to follow your hunches, gut feelings, and other somatic feelings without judging or criticizing them. All too often, we're very good at beating ourselves up and talking ourselves out of something that is really truly aligned with who we are and what our next steps are. Trust your feelings. They are your inner guidance system to help you make the correct decisions for you. Not your neighbor, not your family member, but for you. Not for society, not for your parents, not for your job, but for you. Remember, you are a sovereign being with free will and rights here on earth. Trust what you are receiving without second guessing yourself. It may even sometimes save your life. Be mindful where you give your power away in life. For example, do you let mandates from the government make decisions for you when your gut is screaming at you not to comply? That's something to ponder about and to reflect on, since we've all just lived through that pandemic and we're on the other side of it, but reflect back. Our inner wisdom is our saving grace, even though it may not align with what is occurring around us. And that's the key thing to remember. When things are going amok around us, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's your reality. Trust your instincts, trust your gut, trust that little feeling that, within you. It's your inner wisdom talking. And remember, it's okay to make decisions for yourself based on your inner guidance. It is your barometer, it is your true north, it is where you need to be if you're brave enough and courageous enough to allow yourself to listen and follow its advice. So I'm sure a lot of people have had those experiences where, something has happened and they have this gut feeling that they need to go check something out. And, or for me, sometimes is that I think that sometimes I've locked my car when in essence I haven't. And then all of a sudden I get this hit that, oh my God, I didn't lock my car. And yes, I could ignore that. But the times that I go back to check, of course, I didn't lock it. So that is like your inner guidance system assisting you to be safe, secure within yourselves. And I know the car thing is just a very small thing, but that's just an example. Maybe you were told intuitively that I need to take another route to work today, and you don't know why, but usually you take the highway, and something told you, no, go this way today. And sure enough, you do, and you go to find out after the fact that there was a massive crash on the freeway with a lot of backup. So that was about allowing your guidance to direct you and being in the flow of that information. So I want to thank you all for hopping on and joining in. And if you are interested in getting a guided meditation to assist you to ground in the present moment so you could have more connection with your inner wisdom, I invite you to sign up and to get that. And also, I just want to invite you to also sign up for our YouTube channel. I will be having a guest in the next couple weeks, and her name is Jennifer Rentolo, and she has some great insights about being in the present moment, but also in healing in ways you never thought possible. So I'm going to sign off now, and just know that we all want to live with ease and grace, but we shack up with imbalance and disease. Stay tuned next week for our next episode, Showing Up in Your Life, a Game Changer. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Take care.